Hey everybody, back again with another video. Just wanted to go over some vinyl finds that I got today. So my favorite day of the week, got to do some record shopping. My budget was $50, was over just by a little bit, spent $60 today. Got some great finds. Here's the first thing I just wanted to talk about. New Shindig is out, it's been out for a little while, haven't really had a chance to pick it up. Donovan, of course, on the cover. Sort of goes over some finishes the story about the electric prunes. There was kind of a feature on it in their last album, or not the last album, but the last magazine. Some things in here about the Love and Spoonful, which is really cool. And actually, there's a nice little article in here about Emmett Rhodes, which got one of his albums today. What a coincidence! So we'll talk about that here in a moment. So. Getting into the vinyl, here's the first one. We got Cold Blood, which were banned on the San Francisco label. I got a comp, last vinyl finds. Sort of they were featured on it on the San Francisco label. Sisyphus is what this one is called. Definitely a really cool label. Cool picture too, sort of them climbing up a mountain. I've got pictures of the band, each individual picture kind of going up the hill. So definitely something really cool, great sound, kind of good to see that one. I haven't seen that for a while. Here's David Bowie Low. I see this all the time on lists about like great albums, but I never really had a chance to listen to it. Kind of a minimalistic package there, just an orange back, David Bowie on the front of it. So from 1977, very excited to sink my teeth into that. The Stone Ponies. This is their first album on the Capitol label. Linda Ronstadt, of course, in the group. This one does not have Beat of a Different Drum on it, but that was sort of their well-known track of sorts. Listen to it raining out there. So this is a nice little find on the original Color Band Capitol label. So that's another one that's pretty awesome. Here's one from the Beach Boys' later period, Surf's Up. Kind of a weird cover for something that surfs up. You know, it's kind of a, I have a feeling that there's a lot of irony kind of around that title. Definitely if you like Beach Boys, kind of older, later period, more mature period, if you will. This one and Sunflower, I think, are two of their best later period albums. Definitely pick this up. You don't really see this one too often. I don't really see too many people talking about this, or has a nice little lyric sheet in it. You know, kind of a poster here. It's kind of, you know, don't really know what they're going with that, but that's the nice little lyric sheet. So it's cool to find that. It was only $5. Have it on CD, I think, as a twofer with Sunflower. So great album. Here's two that you don't see too often. Moby Grape. This is Wow on the Columbia label. I believe this is Skip Spence's last with the group before he went off and did his own little solo thing. And here's another one you don't really see too often. They had two copies of this, and I almost bought both. Grape Jam. It's kind of a jam album with Al Kooper and also Mike Bloomfield, both on the Columbia label. One would probably assume they were probably Studio 1, Studio 2, probably in the same building, passing by each other. And this is just sort of the tapes from it. So I would imagine it's probably some sort of a contractual obligation of sorts, but it's amazing results. Definitely worth finding. A lot of their albums are just ridiculously, I wouldn't say ridiculously out of print, but they're not really readily available, I would say. A lot of who owns the rights, there's a lot of arguments over that. Sunday's put out some of their earlier stuff, like notably their first album, and it was yanked pretty soon after. I think they were going to do like a reissue campaign, and they got a couple of the albums out. I would actually say, I think they did the entire discography, I want to say, but I would say it's probably out of print by now, or kind of hard to find. So here we're talking about Emmett Rhodes. Again, he was in the Merry-Go-Round on the Nuggets compilation box. There's the song by the Merry-Go-Round called Live, which he was the lead singer. Now, Emmett Rhodes, honestly, if you listen to any of Paul McCartney's earlier stuff, this guy, I'm going to say, is better than Paul McCartney. Multi-instrumentalist. You know, if you listen to Ram or even, you know, McCartney 1, I would say that any of the stuff that he did is right up there with him. And honestly, if you've never listened to either or, If you've never heard any of those albums and you would listen to these side by side, you probably would have a hard time saying which one is which. His voice pretty much sounds pretty spot on with Paul McCartney's, so which is cool, but definitely underrated. I think he's an underrated artist of the 70s. So here's a quick psychedelic treat, Mind Garage. I believe this is from the late 60s, maybe early 70s. Fantastic heavy guitars, heavy psychedelic on the RCA label. So really awesome album. And last two, here's Grateful Dead's first album. Funny thing is I picked this up on mono right before Record Store Day where it was reissued. This one, of course, on the gold label. This is a stereo version. Fantastic album. If you are into 60s psychedelic music, you may have preconceived notions about Grateful Dead. Well, don't, because this doesn't sound anything like really Grateful Dead's later period. A lot of covers on here. Good Morning Little Schoolgirl, Sitting on Top of the World, Morning Dew. Definitely kind of psychedelic rave ups of it. I think this album was recorded sort of in like a whirlwind, and you can kind of sense the urgency on the songs. They're very quick, and I mean, some of them are long. I mean, of course, there's the a 10-minute, like a kind of a 10-minute, not necessarily a jam, but it's like a sort of like a blues tour de force. Really awesome song, just great. And I've been listening to this album forever. I was excited that I found this, on vinyl. Again, another one that was the same as the Moby Grape album. So somebody who had great taste in music. But awesome record. If you don't have it, definitely pick it up. It's 1967. I believe it belongs in any psychedelic collection. And last but not least, this was actually featured in Derek's Psychedelicatessen. Great name for that. I can't wait to really see where that's kind of going. But here's H.P. Lovecraft. Fantastic album. I've had this on CD for a while. Really excited to find it on vinyl. Beautiful sort of digipack, the way that's set up on the Philips label. So yes, no confetti on that one, but it's definitely one I've been looking for a long time. So definitely got some cool stuff coming up in the next couple of days. Going to take a little road trip and do some record shopping. We're going to go to another city, and you can find out if you stay tuned. We'll do a little travel log. So if you don't see any videos for maybe a couple days, don't be worried, because we'll be back with something really cool. So thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting, and we will see you later. So take care.